Welcome to a honing video. Today I'm going to be honing my Puma number 1. This is my Puma number 2. I differentiate Puma number 2 from Puma number 1 based upon the color of the scales. So I saw a little droplet of water here, so I cleaned that off. But this is Puma number 2. This is Puma number 1. Puma number 2 has the Escher edge on it, and Puma number 1, we're going to put it currently has a J-net edge, but we're going to put a black shadow edge on Puma number 2. And the reason I'm doing this is yesterday, when using my new Escher stone, yeah, that label's easily and clearly read as an Escher label, but anyway, this is an Escher. Yesterday, while using the Escher, I mentioned that I thought it had a very similar feel to this black shadow, and surface-wise they do. But the goal of this experiment is to see if shaving-wise, if the texture of the Escher edge feels the same as the texture from this black shadow edge. So the first thing I'm going to do is to very gently, because this is a finishing stone, remove this edge. I'm going to do it the way we do it. This is a jointing. This is a Hap Stanley jointing method that's commonly used in knife sharpening. This stone has been flattened using my Shapton flattening plate, which incidentally, the reason this plate looks new is that after every use, or after every day's use, I clean it with a brush like this. That makes a huge difference in the longevity of these stones, and I've been through a couple, and these particular ones are expensive, so it's worth extending their life. All right, let's get going here. I'm going to raise a slurry so that we can. Anyway, this has been flattened. I'm going to raise a slurry so that we can establish a black shadow scratch pattern on this razor. What I expect is that if I get the geometry of this edge in the same cutting, at the same keenness as the other Puma razor, then what I'm comparing is really the difference in texture at the apex between this stone and the Escher. If I can't get them to the same level of keenness, and I didn't push that edge, but if I can't get them to the same level of keenness, then I'm not sure that's a great comparison. Because really that's more of a, how sharp can I get it? How keen can I get it using the stone? And that's a different thing. That's, in my view, they need to be equally, they need to pass the highly precise testing method that I have in the same way first. And then if they do, then it's then testing the nature of the stone is secondary, or is, then that's what you're doing. You're testing the nature of the stone. I would say that yesterday using the Escher, I said that I was reminded of this stone. And I'd say that the feel today of this stone is a little harder, more slate-like, which is what this stone is. It's a slate from France. I purchased this one from Griffiths here in the US. Haven't used it too much. I've used it 3 or 4 times maybe. Well, let's do a little test. Do a little dance, do a little test. Well, we're testing well. Maybe we could be testing better at the toe here. I'm basically going back and forth until it feels the same. That's you can do this. That just comes from putting some time in on the stone. Same is true with pressure. We all talk about pressure because it's very personal. The amount of pressure that we use is very personal. I generally start off with heavier edge bias than where I end up. But if you're beginning, I generally just tell you to roll the edge into the stone just roll it in until you can feel the edge and just let the abrasive do the work. As you get more experienced, you'll learn that, kind of where you can add more edge bias and then less edge bias, and your edges will get better. All right, let's test. All right, we haven't done a lot of improvement there. Yeah, this is not super duper. I'm gonna work some more on this. Maybe maybe before or after I knocked off the edge, I should have spent a little time on an 8K. But we'll see if I can waste more of your time in this video and correct the edge on this stone. Yeah, it's definitely not good there. All right, I'm gonna pause and work on that, because I don't, the goal of this is to show the black shadow. So I'm going to go off and correct that problem, and I'll be back. Okay, this is the 8K stone, and I've literally only spent probably a minute on this stone. All I've done is to, I thought it was this side, so I put a little more emphasis on getting that side, giving that side more abrasion than the other. And let me do a little normalizing here. And again, now it's time to test. So we still have sharpness, and we have now, yeah, we have sharpness there too. That's good. I think we could do some more. Because this is where you want to do the work. You want to go to coarser stones to do the majority of your shaping, and then the finer stones take that shape and simply refine it slightly. So all the major work wants to happen on coarse. It's a little like, well, that's just really what you want to do. It's so much more efficient to do it. I could do this on the black shadow, but it would take it would make an already long video longer. Okay. Let's see where we are. Yeah. As you can see, we're now easily push cutting everywhere along the edge. Okay, we're going to call that done. I'm going to set up with the black shadow, and I'll be right back. All right, let's put a little slurry on here to remove the scratch pattern from the 8K synthetic, or to help remove. Now I'm using slurry to help speed up this finishing also. Typically these slates are fairly slow. And since I don't use these every day, I have to sort of wing it every time I do. Okay. Feels great. Feels really, really great. It has a kind of a softness to the feel of the surface, something you don't get with very similar in my case to the Escher, but something that you don't get with something like a black arc. A black arc feels hard. I'm differentially pressuring the toe. In other words, I'm putting a little more pressure on the toe than the rest of the blade. kind of a knife sharpening thing, but it allows abrasion goes up with pressure. So if I add more pressure to this area, then I'm giving that area a little bit more abrasion. This is something I see JPO doing all the time. And others. I've seen Eric do this. I mean, it's not, you know, not just a few of us. All right, let's see if we've gone backwards in sharpness. Wouldn't be the first time. Oh no. No, we are not only in the territory, we are pushing into the cloud. Even on the toe. All right, let's go to water. Running out of water out of my huge container here. Not really seeing any, I'm seeing pretty good, reasonable flow of water over the edge in this direction. It's not super, but it's reasonable. But I'm not seeing, well there, I just finally saw the very first time. Okay, so now it's finally coming around. Starting to get good flow. I'm not using a ton of pressure. Edge bias. But I also was not getting there we go. I was not getting any of that sticky feeling that I'm starting to now. And I'm starting to see better flow over the edge. I'm rolling pressure mainly because it feels like I need to. I have not been paying attention enough to the bolster on this razor. That's a rookie mistake. See the bolster here? Sharpening the bolster doesn't help you sharpen the heel of the razor. There we go. There we go. Yeah. There we go. That's what we want to feel. All right, let's, thank you for hanging with me while I relearn how to sharpen. Let's test this bad boy. Wow, excellent, excellent. Excellent. Okay, let's call that done. I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to strop, take the edge, make a photo op, do a photo op on the microscope, and then I will be back with a summary. Okay, I did 25 laps on fire hose linen, 40 laps on this steer hide leather. I took a microscope image of the edge, which looks excellent to me. I also tried making a video of the edge, but at the magnification that I use, you really can't cover much distance of the edge in the video in a reasonable period of time, especially because you lose focus very quickly. But anyway, let's do a test. Brand new packing peanut. This one feels a little stiffer and denser than the last one, but it's very important with these high precision devices to see if you're in the pink at the end of your sharpening. So we are not only in the pink, we are in the cloud, which is the feeling that I get when applying just a tiny bit of pressure on the edge. I use a small area each time to have consistency so that the force of application is consistent against the area of the edge that I'm testing. And more importantly, it allows me to very quickly determine if there are differences in sharpness as I move along the edge. Okay, thank you for staying with me. Let's go test shave this thing.